Once upon a time in a dense jungle, there lived a mighty lion named Brutus. He was the king of the jungle, feared by all the animals. Brutus was a ferocious lion who ruled with an iron paw, and every day he would hunt and feast on the animals of the jungle. The animals lived in constant fear of the lion, knowing that at any moment, they could become his next meal. One day, the animals gathered together to discuss their plight. They were tired of living in fear and decided that something had to be done to stop the lion. After much deliberation, they came up with a plan. They would send one animal to the lion every day as a sacrifice, so that the others could live in peace. Though it was a difficult decision, they hoped it would save many lives. The animals took turns offering themselves to the lion. For a while the plan worked. Brutus was satisfied with his daily meal, and stopped hunting the other animals. However, as time went on, the animals grew increasingly desperate. They knew that their turn would eventually come, and none of them wanted to meet their end at the lion's claws. One day, it was the turn of a clever little rabbit named Cora. She was small and quick-witted, and when she heard that it was her turn to be sacrificed, she knew she had to think of a way to save herself and the other animals. Cora spent the night pondering, and by morning she had devised a plan. When the sun rose, Cora set off to meet the lion, but she did not rush. Instead, she took her time, stopping along the way to gather her thoughts and prepare herself. By the time she reached the lion's den, it was already midday, and Brutus was growing impatient. The lion roared angrily as he saw the small rabbit approach. "Why are you so late?" he demanded. "I have been waiting for my meal, and I am starving." Cora bowed respectfully and replied in a calm voice, "Forgive me, Your Majesty. I would have been here sooner, but I was delayed by another lion who claimed to be the king of the jungle." Brutus's eyes narrowed with suspicion. "Another lion? How dare he challenge my authority? Where is this impostor?" Cora pointed in the direction she had come from and said, "He lives in a large cave not far from here. He told me that he was the true king and that you were a mere pretender. He even tried to eat me, but I managed to escape and come to you." The lion's pride was wounded, and he was furious at the thought of another lion claiming to be the king. "Take me to this lion at once," he roared. "I will show him who the real king is." Cora nodded and led Brutus through the jungle as they walked. She kept her wits about her, knowing that her plan depended on her ability to outsmart the lion. After a short while, they arrived at a deep well in the middle of the forest. The well was old and unused, with water so still that it reflected like a mirror. "This is where the other lion lives," Cora said, pointing to the well. Brutus peered into the well and saw his own reflection in the water. He had never seen a mirror before, so he thought the reflection was the other lion. His eyes blazed with anger, and he bared his teeth, roaring loudly at the impostor. The reflection roared back just as fiercely, and Brutus's anger turned to rage. He thought the other lion was mocking him, challenging his authority in his own jungle. Without thinking, Brutus leaped into the well to attack the impostor. But as soon as he jumped in, he realized his mistake. The well was deep and filled with water, and there was no lion, only his own reflection. Brutus struggled to climb out, but the walls of the well were steep and slippery. He thrashed and roared, but it was no use. The mighty lion who had once terrorized the jungle was trapped, unable to escape. Eventually, he grew tired and sank beneath the water, never to be seen again. Cora watched from the edge of the well, and when she was sure that the lion was gone, she breathed a sigh of relief. The clever rabbit had outwitted the mighty lion, and saved not only herself but all the animals of the jungle. Cora returned to the other animals and told them what had happened. The animals rejoiced, for they were finally free from the lion's tyranny. They hailed Cora as a hero, praising her cleverness and bravery. From that day forward, the jungle was a place of peace and harmony. The animals no longer lived in fear, and they all learned an important lesson. Sometimes even the smallest and seemingly weakest among us can overcome the greatest challenges with a little cleverness and courage. And so, the story of the clever rabbit was passed down through generations, a tale of wit and wisdom that reminded everyone that intelligence and cunning can triumph over brute strength, and that true bravery comes from using one's mind as well as one's heart. This story of the clever rabbit teaches the valuable lesson that intelligence and cleverness can overcome even the most daunting challenges. It's a timeless tale that highlights the importance of thinking creatively and using one's wits to solve problems, no matter how big or small they may seem.